against
Paul Briggs.
Paul Briggs, sorry, mate. Paul Briggs at the moment is in sensational form. Just retired Tosca Petrides, the former world kickboxing champion, with a sensational one-round knockout. And Tosca, earlier in the year, fought Adrian Bellin in a war, and Adrian Bellin was stopped after about 8 rounds. Adrian Bellin has also lost by a first-round KO to Moses Saravi, who Paul Briggs destroyed in 7 rounds. Very good technical performance and did the job when he had to. So really, Adrian, you know, Victorian favourite, good mate of mine, but he's got the job in front of him tonight against a very, very devastating Paul Briggs.
Well, you Victorians can be a little one-eyed at times. Tell us about Paul Murdoch. Do you think that he can get the job done here against Daniel Rousel, reversing a decision?
Well, Daniel Rousel earlier in the year won a very close 8-round decision over Paul Murdoch. Paul Murdoch, I have seen his last couple of fights. I've seen him in the gym. I think he's a very good improver. He's shown me in his last couple of fights that he really has taken that next step up, and I do fancy him to take a very close, hard-fought decision over 12 rounds over Rousel for the Cruiserweight Championship of Australia.
Now, I know you are very big on Karim Nasher and Julian Holland. They're going to provide some excitement.
Very good mates of mine. Karim Nasher, the Australian Prince Naseem Hamed, always entertains the crowd. Will fight anyone, got a heart like Far Lap. Good puncher, great puncher, knocked this kid out last time, was maybe a little bit behind on points, so it's a real good rematch. Julian Holland, I've been training with Julian on and off since he was 16. 2 losses in 25 fights. I don't think we've seen the best of Julian Holland yet, and I think tonight with Josh Clemshaw is going to be a tough fight for him because he's stepping up a little bit in weight, but Julian, I think, has really got the goods.
Well, Barry, we're looking forward to your comments throughout the evening. This should be a tremendous program. And first up, it's going to Mitch O'Hello from Queensland against Nathan Briggs, making his professional debut in orthodox boxing. As I mentioned at the top of the show, recently took out the Queensland K1 in kickboxing. He is a very, very accomplished performer, Nathan Briggs, in kickboxing circles. Mitch O'Hello, former Queensland heavyweight champion, hasn't seen action for some 2 years, which is a little bit of a worry in terms of his form line. He lasted only 1 round against Daniel Rousel as well. On the tail of the tape, well, as you can see, it's going to be a big edge in height for Nathan Briggs, although the reach is going to be spot on at 198 centimetres apiece. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Mitch O'Hello against Nathan Briggs. And let's now take you inside the ring. And our announcer is Mr. Terry Hansen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Our first fight tonight is a heavyweight bout over 6 3-minute rounds. In the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, the older twin of the kickboxing Briggs brothers, former Australian heavyweight kickboxing champion, on debut at Fort Knox and on Fox Sports, please welcome Nathan Nasty Boy Briggs. And in the blue corner, also with a strong kickboxing pedigree, fighting such greats as Stan the Man Longinidis, a former Queensland heavyweight champion, 3 wins, 5 losses, 1 no decision and 3 KOs. Please welcome Mitch O'Hello. The referee for this bout is John McCubbin, judges Jim Slatter, Gus Mercurio and Dave Wignall.
Nathan Briggs there, 25-year-old. And he and his brother Paul, well, they really are doing a good job for boxing and kickboxing here in Australia at the moment. 2 very talented campaigners. An interesting contrast here, Barry Michael. We're going to see Nathan Briggs on debut. Mitch O'Hello, who's vastly more experienced and also a former Queensland heavyweight champ. So he will have an edge there, but as we've seen, both Paul and Nathan Briggs are very, very slick inside the ring.
Actually, the winner of the K1 championship in Queensland, that's you know, a pretty tough tournament, and he's got a very good kickboxing pedigree. He does look fitter at the moment than Mitch O'Hello, who, as we said, hasn't fought in 2 years. So you'd have to say that Nathan Briggs would be favoured in the early betting here in this fight.
There's our referee, Long John McCubbin, well known here in Victorian boxing.
Former TV ringside star, ex-Australian light heavyweight champion, Long John.
And he's about to call Mitch O'Hello and Nathan Briggs to the centre of the ring.
Righto, boys. I spoke to you in the dressing rooms before this. You know what I expect. When either of you get knocked to the ground, one of you gets up, the neutral corner, the bandit standing. All right? Made the best band, touch gloves, come out boxing.
So preliminaries out of the way. Big time boxing for the final time in the year 2000. And after a false start, we are almost set to go here.
Yeah, pretty slow to get the rosin box out and the Foxtel guys, but they're out now and off we go.
Mitch O'Helo will be in the blue trunks with a white stripe. Nathan Briggs is in the sky blue with the blonde hair. And they're straight at it here. Mitch O'Helo just ducking in dangerously there with his head. And Nathan Briggs trying to get some leverage and distance between himself and his opponent.
Yeah, you'd look at Nathan Briggs. He's got a commanding reach advantage. You'd think he'd sort of stand back a little bit and have a look at Mitch O'Helo rather than getting there toe-to-toe right from the outset.
Having some success with the overhand right at the moment, Nathan Briggs. And not surprisingly, referee John McCubbin just warning both men out heads. Nice uppercut coming from Mitch O'Helo on that occasion. That grabbed the attention of Nathan Briggs.
Nice right to the body from Nathan Briggs. Mitch O'Helo's got about 9 kilograms in weight advantage over Nathan Briggs after the weigh-in this morning. Oh, nice left hook from Briggs.
Mitch O'Helo coming in at 107 kilos. Nathan Briggs down at 96 and a bit. So he's giving away quite a few kilos.
Mitch O'Helo knocked the mouth guard of Nathan Briggs out there with a nice right hand.
He hasn't seen action for 2 years, Mitch O'Helo, but he's set to go. Certainly hasn't wasted any time since we began here.
No, he certainly means business. Briggs firing with body shots there and then up to the head. Oh, stiff left hand from Nathan Briggs and a good left right there in close.
Some close quarters. He used to be getting the better of it. Nathan Briggs, Mitch O'Helo has had his moments.
Oh.
Certainly the cleaner punching is being landed at the moment by Nathan Briggs. Mitch O'Helo getting a little reckless again, swinging with the head. His uppercut is the best weapon he has so far, but Nathan Briggs has a full kit of punches and he's getting good value for them at the moment.
He has when he... Oh, there's that right hand. Beautiful right hand. He's got O'Helo in a lot of trouble here.
And he dropped his hands, Mitch O'Helo. Momentarily looked like he was wobbled. He's back at the moment. Oh, but how much more punishment can he take? These are big shots being landed by Nathan Briggs, and John McCubbin will want to see Mitch O'Helo fighting back. He might be inclined to come in between them.
He's getting hit with that right hand clean every time that Nathan Briggs throws it. You watch. He lands beautifully with that right hand when he throws it.
Final 30 seconds, round number 1. It's scheduled for 6 at heavyweight level. Nathan Briggs in the sky blue trunks with the blonde hair has the better of Mitch O'Helo at the moment.
Well, he missed with the right hand that time.
We know that Mitch O'Helo can take a punch because he has taken some punishment here in the opening round.
Yeah, he wore a couple of real good right hands flush on the chin there. But they do wear you down, especially when you haven't been in there for a couple of years. Won't do him a lot of good.
End of round number 1. Enterprising start to proceedings here from the Knox Sporting Complex. Nathan Briggs on debut. I have him winning his first ever professional round.
You'd have to give him the first round just on his cleaner punching and good combination. But O'Helo did some good stuff. Good uppercuts and some good body work. Nathan Briggs with Rod Waterhouse and his father in the corner.
Appear to have things under control at the moment. Rod Waterhouse and Dave Briggs. They'll be in action a little later in our feature event as well when Paul Briggs fights for the Australian light heavyweight title, and there are some of those power shots Nathan Briggs was able to land. There's a lot of future for Mitch O'Helo with his hands down around his belt line. There's another big shot. Nathan Briggs landing some good artillery in the first round as round number 2 gets underway. Nathan Briggs in the sky blue trunks, blonde hair. Mitch O'Helo is in the dark blue trunks with a white stripe, and he might have some trouble lasting out round number 2. He's in trouble again here. Nathan Briggs is after him. And Long John McCubbin, our referee, steps into supply a standing 8 count.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think if he didn't apply that 8 count, then it was going to be all over, and I think it's going to be all over before much longer, to be honest.
Mitch O'Low does not look likely to go much longer here, and Nathan Briggs is going to come up with a stoppage in round number 2. He makes his professional debut and does it in exciting fashion with a second-round stoppage of the former Queensland heavyweight champ.
Combination of vicious right hands and left hooks there to finish off Mitch O'Hallow in the second round. Very devastating performance, John.
Yes, good effort there from referee John McCubbin as well, because Mitch O'Hallow really didn't need to see any more action there. Nathan Briggs was landing some big power shots, and for a man who's been outside the ring for more than 2 years, he just wasn't up to the artillery.
No, Long John pulled it up at the right time.
Well, Nathan Briggs, is he going to be as exciting as his twin brother Paul Briggs, who we're going to see in our feature event a little later? Cannot be much more impressive than that on debut.
No, that's for sure. Second round KO in your first professional fight against a pretty well credentialed opponent. It's a very good start to Nathan Briggs' pro career.
Here's some of the better action. You'll see again Briggs unloading some big shots here. He wobbled Mitch O'Hallow initially, and John McCubbin had some trouble getting in there to defuse the situation. Eventually did apply the standing 8 count. He bought some time there just to make sure, to see if Mitch O'Hallow could go much further. He didn't look too keen to continue, and that was when it was pulled up there by John McCubbin, and Nathan Briggs wins on debut here. Let's get the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCubbin has stopped the fight at 30 seconds into round 2. The winner, Nathan Nasty Boy Briggs.
Comprehensive display by Nathan Briggs to get proceedings underway here. They do have very big raps on Nathan Briggs, because they're talking about his next bout being against Colin Wilson, the former Australian heavyweight champion, and that would be a big step up in class at the moment. The heavyweight rankings, the title is vacant because Carly Meehan, who was undefeated in 17 fights, has decided to pursue offers overseas and has vacated the title. And as you can see, Colin Wilson is in at number 2 at the moment, and that's the man that they think Nathan Briggs can take next. That would be a big step up in class there, Barry.
That's a tough call, John. I think you know, Nathan Briggs certainly does matter. You know, a very impressive professional debut, and he's got a great kickboxing pedigree under his belt. But I'd like to see him have a couple of more fights before he fights a season campaign like Colin Wilson, who's a southpaw, a tough man, and likely to upset anyone.
Well, exciting start to proceedings. Next up, it might